I also want to say about surfers, they are a wonderful point of how I think it is a fallacious view to view people as fundamentally peaceful. Because when surfers are on land, they're the chillest
Mhm.
people ever. When they are in the water, they will cut your throat. And I knew this guy who is like just the epitome of like pushover, laid back guy. He was a lacrosse coach, and it was bad for him because he was too soft. And but then like he told a story about how he almost strangled someone like in the water. And it's like, well, hey, guess what? When resources become limited, because there's a
Mm.
very finite amount of good surfing space, turns out people act differently when there's very clear um, limited resources to compete over. So anyhow, there's that point
Yeah,
for
I'd
surfing.
love to comment on that really quickly because I'm a big surfer as well, and the culture sucks. I'm like, it could be the coolest thing ever, and it's just not. And I think people that don't surf, they think it's so cool, and everyone's, and it's kind of, and it can be, and there's a huge group that
Yes.
are rad and that are inclusive, but there's a good handful that are what we call salty. They're just so salty and so mad, and it's, the ocean's so funny. If you go to Hawaii, they surf with Aloha, and there's all these points where it's a lot of it's just respect, have
Mhm.
fun, and share the waves. Like it's the ocean. It's the one place actually no one owns. And it's one of the few places in the world where you don't have any devices, you don't have any outside things. But to your point, when the resources are limited or what you think in your head they're limited, actually, there's plenty of ways for everyone. It's hilarious. You can have two different experiences. You can have a blast. And I remember someone always saying the best surfer out there is the person having the most fun. And it's
Mhm.
so true. But we forget that when we think when we're in this scarcity mindset that there's only so much to go around. So I need to claim, and I think that's the crux of a lot of conflict. And
Mhm.
you can even go back to land and to borders, and it's like, well, if you have that resource, I need that. And I come from a space where I love indigenous cultures. I'm from native land. I'm not native myself, but I'm from Mukilteo in Snohomish County, right? And that's a whole nother conversation, right? Instead of having just conversation like, hey, you have this resource in Catan, right? If anyone plays Catan, Catan, or it's all about, you can trade or it can get really nasty. It can go either way. But I think, again, there's choice in how we approach things, and we need to actively choose how we show up. And again, your first reaction might be your old one, right? Might be the trigger, but that second reaction is there is choice in it.
Mhm.
Mhm.